Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Friday, the 20th of December, 2024, my final consecutive streaming day of a 6-day streaming week. It was a very busy one. It was an exciting one. We had many developments this week, including, as you can see, the final form of my streaming setup. After many, many weeks of upgrades, many weeks of technical issues, I think I finally got everything worked out. We've got everything working nicely. I've got crazy synchronized RGBs behind me of various qualities. It's pretty damn cool, I would say. And I want to say thank you, everyone, for your patience, because, man, it took almost 3 whole weeks for me to kind of work the bugs out. But it looks like finally, as of today, we got them all worked out, and it looks amazing, in my opinion. Like, every day I'm going to have a new setup here with lighting and stuff. It's going to be really neat, okay? So what did we do today? Well, today on the Level 1 podcast, originally I intended that I was actually going to do a whole segment about my Steam year in review. But I ended up talking about the schedule. I ended up talking about a big follow-up to my story from earlier in the week. If you remember, someone had attempted to scam me and get me to click a link to do a non-disclosure agreement about a possible sponsorship opportunity that turned out to be a blatant scam that I exposed. And then the account basically got burned on X because they couldn't use it anymore because I exposed it. Well, guess what? Other people this week had exactly the same scam happen to them, but sadly they weren't as lucky as me. They did click the link and they lost their entire YouTube channel. So I covered the story of this unfortunate YouTuber who this happened to and how incredibly asinine it is trying to get help from Google or YouTube on these issues, because this guy has had his channel gone for a week and a half and still doesn't have it back. Anyway, I got into a lot of that. And by the end of it, basically the podcast was over. I was like, oh, so I guess we can't do the Steam year in review. We'll just save it then, which we are. We're going to save it for Sunday morning show. Now, FYI, just to squash any complete nonsense, okay? During this segment, someone had brought up, they tipped me and said, hey, Phil, isn't it unfortunate that, say, 10 years ago, when you talked about this kind of stuff on the internet, people listened and you could spread the word about a scam or something bad like this and people would care and actually, learn from you and then maybe avoid it. But in this case, you talked to us on the podcast earlier in the week, but, no one outside of your circle really pays attention anymore. So you wonder how many people actually got hit by this scam, and if only these morons on the internet hadn't basically dragged you through the mud for a decade, people would actually have learned ahead of time and been helped. So I went on a little bit of a tirade about it, quite frankly, because I agree completely. And basically what I said at the very end of it was, listen, these people on the internet who defame me, who illegally restream me, it's all illegal what they do. And the thing is, I don't have the time, resources, money, or really the energy to sue people for this awful stuff that they've done for me over a decade, which I very well could. All right. But essentially, I'd prefer to just do positive stuff moving forward, but they better just be very happy that I'm not filthy rich. Because if I were a giant YouTuber, if I hit the lotto, all of a sudden I could have a lot of free time and maybe I would actually sue one of these idiots into the ground just on principle, not even to actually make money, but just on principle. And the way that I used an analogy, I said, maybe one of these mosquitoes that's been buzzing around and biting me on the neck all along, maybe one day they're just going to get swatted, like a bug. You swat the bug. So I'll leave it at that for now, and I'll tell you why I'm bringing that up at the end of this daily wrap. So then we had a whole first stream of Stalker 2. Stalker 2 was funny today because, dude, the game did everything it possibly could to annoy me. Like missions where they tell you to do stuff but don't exactly tell you where it is. So you got to wander around for like 45 minutes trying to find what they're talking about with no guidance whatsoever. In the dark, you can't even fucking see what you're doing. There was one case where I was in a brand new base, right? I never really explored it before, so I didn't know, how to walk around and get through it. Some of the doors that I had entered it from before were closed now. So it takes me like 5 minutes to figure out how to leave. As soon as I leave, there's a storm outside, and I have to go back inside for another like 2 minutes. I was like, so it was a funny moment. Stuff like that is kind of funny when it happens. I may make that into a clip tonight or a highlight. That's really like the big highlight of the day, so we'll see if I want to do that or not. And so there was other funny stuff too. There was other moments where I was trying to find an item. I couldn't find it for like an hour. It was ridiculous, okay? I made progress in the game tonight. But a lot of the times, admittedly, it was quite confusing and boring because the game doesn't really help you to figure out what you're supposed to do. And a lot of the times you end up wasting time. It's gotten dumb in that regard. But I still enjoyed the stream, and we actually hit our support goal. So we actually got, I believe, to number 18 now. 17 now, excuse me, with our goals, because we started today at 16. So then on the late stream, it was Indiana Jones and the perfect circle, the golden circle, the great circle. Indiana Jones and the great circle. So now a follow-up. The reason why I brought up that whole story I talked about on the internet earlier today is because, if you can believe it, my detractors are actually trying to say that I said I was going to swat people. Because I said they're mosquitoes biting my neck, and one day maybe I'll take the effort to swat them. They actually are now trying to take that out of context and put it on the internet as if I said I was going to swat people, which I never did. So just so you know, if you hear it and you see it out of context, that's what it means. These people are deranged and will do anything they can to try to make me look bad. It's just another case of that, okay? So anyway, then we had Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and I'm happy to report we finished up the Vatican. We did move on to the next area, which actually is Egypt, with the pyramids of Giza and the Sphinx and stuff like that. We're exploring. We're beating up Nazis. It's great fun. Had a great time tonight with it. I very much enjoyed that it's open world now. Unlike the Vatican, which is you're confined to the Vatican, here it's like an open desert with areas to explore, and I really like it so far. I'm having a good time with it. And surprisingly enough, we hit our goal again. Okay, so now we're at 18. Now here's the deal. Today we were talking on the podcast about, well, actually we were talking on the Stalker stream about what we should do in regards to the reward. If we hit 20, I can do DSP Tries It during the Christmas event on Monday. The problem is people want two different DSP Tries It. Some people want me to try this new pizza hybrid thing. It's called Pizza with a Twist, where basically it's pizza with Indian food on top of it, like tandoori chicken or, curry. I think that would be unique and interesting to try. I have no idea if it would be good, but maybe a good DSP Tries It. Other people want me to try these brand new chicken nuggets that just released at Taco Bell. Now, the thing is, I came up with an idea. I said, if we hit 20 goals hit by the first stream, the end of the first stream on Sunday, I can order one and do DSP Tries It at the end of the first stream on Sunday. But then on Monday, during the Christmas Marathon, as a bonus, I would do the other. But we have to hit the goal by the end of the first stream on Sunday of 20. Right now, we've hit 18 goals hit, okay? So, I'm not here tomorrow, all right? I'm going to have my day off, doing things with the wife, running around doing errands. It's going to be a very busy day, but hopefully it's a fun one too. When I come back on Sunday, it's the Level 1 podcast where we are going to do the Steam year in review. And then it's Marvel Rivals on the first stream where you can pick the characters that I play with for a $20 contribution. So if we get 5-6 people doing that and we play with 5-6 characters for like a half an hour each, then we can actually hit that goal, first goal, and hit 19 on the first stream. But I am hoping that people will watch this and say, hey, we want to see a double DSP Tries It, one on Sunday and one on Monday. And if that's the case, we need to hit 2 goals. That's $300 of support on that first stream on Sunday. Then I'll order the first one right after that stream, and then I'll order the next one for the Christmas Marathon. If not, it's not the end of the world. If I hit 2 goals, like if I hit one on the first stream, one on the second stream, then we could still do it for Monday, or for the Christmas Marathon. Okay. Also, Sunday night is Microsoft Flight Simulator, where you guys can purchase your ticket to fly all over the world. The top contributor gets to pick where we're actually flying, which is really neat. So I hope that it works out. I hope that people will show up and enjoy on Sunday, get a big setup, and hopefully hit the goals. And then on Monday, we can, have a great DSP Tries It double event where we have one Sunday, one Monday. But we'll see. Okay, we'll see what happens. All right? So I'm out of here to upload, to edit, to have a good night with my wife. I won't be here tomorrow, but I'll be back on Sunday. And next week, of course, the holiday festivities begin. I cannot wait for my Christmas Marathon on Monday. I think it's going to be absolutely superb. And once more, I just want to thank you all. You've been absolutely great this entire month during this transition to the new PC, the setup of the new system, all these, getting the recording, the streaming, the editing, the RGB lights, the stupid processing that wouldn't work, and me changing codecs, all these technical issues I've had all month. It looks like we're good. It looks like we're finally good to go. It took all month, but we're there. So I thank you all. I wish you the best. I'll see you on Sunday for holiday week here on DSP Gaming. Everyone have a good night. Be safe. Peace out.